Okay, hopefully YouTube has sound. All right. Is this a good deal? Let me go ahead and bring you up, man. Bring you up. Jeremiah, you're all good, man? Probably so. Flavia, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah, I can. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's frustrating to drop over 25,000 on film gear and have it not work. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You got your offer accepted? Sure. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Let's pull it up on Zillow. Oh, it says it's off market. Where'd you get this thing? Okay. What kind of terms do you think you can get on it? I've never sold a commercial deal in cash. Um, in my experience, it doesn't work. I'm sure it happens all the time, but I have never been able to sell a commercial multifamily in cash. I've only been able to sell them with creative financing. Even if the cash on cash return is 300%, they won't buy it. Let's say there's a house for 100K and it's actively rented for like that would sell, but if it's an interesting type of building, like a mixed use, I just have never been able to sell these things without creative finance. So you can always try and we'll shoot our shot, but my experience is it's never worked for me. Well, you can always try it, but my experience is I've never sold a deal like this for a lump sum. It has to be creative finance. When I say never, I mean not once ever. How many have I had under contract? Probably 50. Never sold them. Every single one canceled. So, I would offer creative finance on something like this, and it would be a slam dunk. Two ones two ones will also need to be creative finance or at half of what they're worth. Okay, that could be a good enough discount if that's your discount, that might work. Um, let's check it out. Where are you getting these listings? They're all off market. Yeah, again, we can shoot our shot, and I think you've got a good discount on the property. However, 2-bed, 1 baths, I mean, you take the courses. Do we mention 2-bed, 1 baths in the course? We do. What do we say about them? Run. Um, so I would say we can shoot our shot at this, but it's a 2-1 at the end of the day. A 2-1 rents for less, a 2-1 is worth less, a 2-1 can't really be flipped that easily because most people wanna have at least a 3-bed, 1 bath. So we can try, and we have sold them from time to time, but it's really important to follow what we teach in the courses. So yeah, I mean, you can submit it to us and we can shoot our shot. Oh, my agent's calling me back about the other listing that I had with Mr. Seattle. So I'm gonna take this just a sec, man. Hey man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I had walked your listing on Turner Street some time ago. We didn't come to terms on that. You know, I'm still a buyer for that one. I don't know what your seller's looking to do on it, but I am still a buyer for that. I came across another one you had though, Tracy Street in Detroit. I was trying to get my contractor in there to kind of assess what the rehab might be on this.
Yeah, is it 16176 Tracy?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, how can I help you?
I was just gonna send my contractor. I don't know if there's a lockbox or if he should meet you or how you'd want us to get into the property, but typically I don't do an inspection period and I submit EMD day one. I just need to have my contractor walk it first.
Yeah, for sure. I'll give you the code.
Okay, perfect. If you just text that over to me, I could send them. And then
This is a good number for you?
yeah, it's a good number. For
Gotcha.
for Turner Street, I've got like 3 others of these going on right now. I'm interested in this one. But I typically sell these to buyers that buy for cash on cash return, and they tell me their price before I buy it. Their price is 145. So my buyer will pay 145 if I renovate it, but it will probably cost me $40,000 to get that deal to be fully renovated. So my numbers are pretty self-explanatory. I probably need to pick it up somewhere in the 60s. And I know I said that last time. It's been about a month and a half since we talked on Turner Street, but I'd pick it up if we could get it for the right price.
For 60?
Yeah, somewhere in the 60s after I send my contractor. There'll be no inspection, no financing contingency, non-refundable EMD day one.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, unfortunately, the seller's stuck on 75 would be his lowest.
Well, that's for Tracy or that's for Turner?
For Turner.
For Turner. Yeah, I mean, we're close. I kind of work with a group of buyers that they tell me to renovate and they tell me their price before it's even done. And that's just sort of where they're at on this one. If you have any other multifamilies, I'd also take a look, but I think Turner's got some real potential there. So I'd be curious to get my contractor in there. Do you know if that roof is brand new? It looks pretty new.
It is new, yes.
Nice. Is there anything else that's new in the property?
Yes. There is a back porch with new steps in the back.
Okay. You know about the mechanicals?
I would probably count on having to replace the furnace and hot water tank.
Okay. Yeah. Well, text me that code. I'll get them into the property. We'll see what we can do.
Did you want the code for both of the properties, Turner and Tracy, or just Tracy?
I've already walked Turner. You already sent me into Turner, and my contractor gave me 40K rehab, and I'd pick it up, but I probably need to be at 60 just because of where my buyer's at.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you ever looking for anything off market?
Always, yeah, always. Do you have anything?
Well, I do have a multi-family since you mentioned that.
I closed on one on Merland yesterday. I just bought the other listing that was for sale in Detroit on Merland for multifamily. But yeah, if you've got something else, I'd take a look.
All right. I'm going to send you the address for it. It does need some work, but you can take a look at it or send your contractor there.
Are there photos online?
Fortunately, nothing like updated.
Okay. What do you know about the interior? It's okay to be distressed. I wonder if it's like down to the studs or what that looks like.
No, it's not completely down to the studs.
Okay. Would you say it's similar to Turner Street?
Yeah, I probably would say it's similar.
Okay. And is it a 4.2, 5.2, 6.2?
It's an upper lower unit. I believe there is 3 bedrooms in both units.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's gonna sell for closer to 150 for me. Okay. What price point are they looking at?
not really sure at the moment. It came to my head since you mentioned multi.
Okay, cool. Send that over to me and I'll take a peek at it, okay?
All right.
And then I will have
You got it.
I'll have my contract. We have another one that we're walking already, but I'll have my contractor walk this one as well. And he can just walk in there and the code should work.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be for Tracy, it's gonna be a dog door. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, DAWG, the big metal ones.
Yeah, the security steel doors, yep.
And what do you I think this thing on Tracy Street just has amazing character. That's why I'm interested in it. But full transparency,
it does.
I don't flip single family, but there's so few multifamily that are in my price range for Detroit that I'm kind of wanting to take a risk on a single family. I want to just make the interior stunning. I'm probably going to do butcher block with green backsplash. And I'm curious because you're probably on the retail side as well. If I were to drop a product like this on the market, priced aggressively, like I mean 175, even though the ARV could seemingly be 200,000, would there be a frenzy of retail buyers, or because I only know how the investor market moves in Detroit. How does it work for retail buyers when you just drop a beautiful product in the market?
I would say it'd probably move pretty quick, especially if the quality's there.
Really?
People love that.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because I just what I started out doing is I started out wholesaling. I wholesaled for 4 years. I built up a ton of lists of buyers in Detroit, and now I can move my turnkeys to those Detroit buyers. But of course, you don't wholesale the retail buyers, so I'm completely new to the retail space. But yeah, I'm pretty interested in getting this thing done. What do you think about the area? Is this because I investors don't really care about the areas? Is this a good area?
For Tracy, it's a decent area. I've talked to the neighbors. Everyone seems pretty cool there, and it's a tight knit neighborhood.
Okay. Do you know do they care about school districts? Is that a factor?
Around there, yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
Okay. Yeah, I know so little about this, but I think I'm gonna take a risk on it and see what I can do.
Around that area, I can get more info for you and get back to you on that.
And then one other question: when you look at the comps in this neighborhood, everybody says that they have 22 to 2,300 square feet, but they've just finished their basement. Is that how they're getting that square footage, by finishing the basement?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. All right.
Well, also with Tracy, you've seen the pictures, obviously. There is an attic space that you could probably put 2 bedrooms up there and a bathroom.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, for 16176, yeah, it's got a really big attic. It's all down to the studs. It's very nice up there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It does look pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, okay. It's primed for a couple bedrooms at least.
Good. Okay, yeah.
So you could turn that easily into a 5-bedroom.
Is there a sweet spot for beds and bath for these buyers? I mean, for investors, they love a 6-2.
Yeah, that's good right there. I mean, Tracy would be a house I would assume a family would want. So yeah, more bedrooms the better, more bathrooms the better.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I will have him walk. He'll give me my estimate. And then hopefully this will help your seller accept my offer. But there will be no inspection after he walks. EMD day 1, and you can put in a non-assignment clause, and I can probably close in 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. All right, for sure. Yeah, I'll send you over the code. I'll text it to you.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I got to ask, too, are you the guy that does videos online talking to realtors?
Yes.
I could tell. Okay. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, man. I appreciate it. What was your name again?
My name is Richard Taylor.
All right, Richard. Yeah, maybe we can do some business.
Yeah. I'm sure we can, and maybe eventually Turner Street will be at the right price for me.
I'm praying, but I'm not too.
Well, I think
too certain on that. I think
we're only like 15K off. It's because it's not like he's. I mean, his options are fix it himself, hold on to it, bleed taxes and insurance on it, or I guess, or take a 65K offer or something like that. But anyways, I'm really interested in Tracy, so I'll get that thing walked.
Yeah. No, you're making a lot of sense there, but this seller is a different breed.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's no hard feelings at all. But we'll talk. I'll get him into Tracy and we'll make you an offer.
Sounds good, Richard. It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let me ask my contractor what he thinks about this area. Let me ask my favorite realtor what she thinks about this area. Because, guys, I am so scared to get into something like this. I mean, I don't really flip. I just don't really flip single family houses. But the problem I'm running into is if I'm going to teach y'all how to flip, multifamily is ideal because I know exactly how that thing sells. But single family, you're listing it on the market and you're at the mercy of buyers and whatever they want to be. Okay. So yeah, we'll call a contractor and I'll just get his opinion on this. His name is Chris. Discord's not working. No, it's broken.
What's up, Richard?
Hey man, I'm considering flipping a single family. I was wondering if you'd tell me what you think about the area.
What is it?
I'm gonna text it to you right now. So what if I flip this? I'm gonna price it 15K below comps, and I'm also going to do a more expensive renovation. Butcher block, green backsplash. I think the brick is super cute. It needs some new windows. That's a brand new roof on the house.
Oh, for sale, 59. You said the area.
I think I can get it for 60 to 65 on Turner or Tracy. Sorry.
Contract. 1617. What's the ARV over there?
Over 200,000, but I'd list for one. I'm gonna base it at 175 because I realize it's a risk, but I want to make sure it's. Here's the thing: if it doesn't sell, I could refinance out of this deal, and I could just have
definitely
it as a rental.
Once
big bathroom. We're gonna finish the attic, and we're gonna finish the basement too.
Puritan and West McNichols bought a lodge.
No shootings over there.
I actually have my last house right over here.
What you think about it?
Oh, this is a good upcoming area.
Harmony Village.
Where is Renaissance? Oh yeah, that's a real good area. This is a good area.
Cool. Okay.
Now, do you want me to go check it out?
Yeah. I got a lockbox code for it. Gosh, how am I filling you up, man? I got you walking 2 houses. Is that okay?
Oh, that's all I'm gonna do tomorrow is just look at some houses and stuff like that.
Okay. So for this one, it's got a massive attic, and the agent was saying that we could add a bedroom and a bathroom in there. What do you think?
Let me see. I'm trying to go to it. Okay. Now I'm looking at the bus because I was looking at the area. Is that the basement? Is that the base? Yeah, that's the basement. The basement is like finished in.
Yeah, I would want to redo the basement probably. I'd probably want to redo the basement, and I'd probably want to. Well, I don't know if there's a basement. That might not be the basement. That might be the view from the attic.
I think no, that's the base. That's the basement with those white walls and stuff like that. I believe. Yeah, because that's a basement bathroom. Because you can see the drain coming up out the bottom next to the toilet. That's a basement bathroom.
I can see the high up
window. So I would say that's considered a full bathroom. So it'll probably be too much to put a bathroom up in the attic, but we can definitely make it a room. But you'll still have two full bathrooms in the house.
Okay, so it could probably.
And it would be easier to update that downstairs bathroom because it already got the plumbing, so you can put a nice shower in there, vanity, stuff like that. Because the plumbing is already there for it. But upstairs, we would have to run new plumbing all the way upstairs. So I believe we should probably just keep the full bathroom in the basement, but still make it a 4-bedroom, 2 full bathroom house.
Okay. and I don't know how much rehab costs on something like this, especially if we finish the attic, but I know it's going to be more than we're used to, but that's okay because the profit margins are higher.
Yeah. So I can walk it tomorrow when I walk the other one because I believe they're not. Wait, no, they actually. All I'm doing is walking houses tomorrow. I'll walk both of those tomorrow. That's fine.
Okay. All right. But yeah, man, if we're able to successfully do a single family, the amount of deals I can get is just way, way, way bigger.
Okay. All right. They do like got panels in some of these rooms.
You think the house is pretty? I tried to pick one that's pretty. I think it's
Yeah, this one is nice. And you said the windows.
Window in the front is shit. That's a wooden window. Looks like some vinyl windows. Big vinyl window in the front though. That's nice.
Why is it not pulling back up? What just happened? Yeah, I don't know what just happened. It just went away.
No worries. Okay, yeah. Walk that tomorrow. What do you think it would be? I won't hold you to it, but just a rough estimate.
Like, most renovations when you talking about interior be around the same.
I mean, like nice stuff though. I'm using butcher block countertops. I want a black farmhouse sink. I want green tile backsplash, like a dark green. I want to give it kind of like a rustic, foresty vibe in here. I don't want anything poppy, flashy gold. I want it to be a calm interior. So
for a single family, most of the time, like a full interior remodel, just going off the top of my head, they're usually like 35.
Really?
It could be more, depending on windows, furnaces, hot water tanks, how many bathrooms, what we doing to the basement, things like that. So it just depends. You know what I'm saying? But most, they're around 35, 40 with the material. But we got 2 bathrooms here and you want to finish the upstairs. So it might be, you know what I'm saying? But they're usually around the same. Every bathroom is about the same. In Detroit, they all like the same square footage. Every kitchen is pretty much the same. Flooring, you know what I'm saying? Unless you get a house that's 2,000 square feet, then that's different. But most of them is about the same.
Now, could we do a nicer bathroom vanity than what we put in the multifamilies? Like, I want to do like a tile shower. I probably want a nicer bathroom sink. The toilet looks pretty nice.
For a nice vanity, the base model vanity for 24-inch is like $200. So for a nice one, we can find a nice one for like $325, $350.
I mean, does it go up from there? Could we just drop $500 on it and make a nice one?
It'd be real nice for $500. It'd be real nice.
I'm not gonna go over the top and make it a real weird custom thing. I'm gonna make it so a lot of people could like it, but I want to make the house. I want to make it really, really pretty, and I want to price it lower than everything else in the market. Just because I'd rather have a win and get proof of concept than be stuck with something shitty.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
Here's a question. Do you think we can salvage any of these historic tiles in the bathroom on the floor? There's these really interesting tiles on the floor.
At that price point, no, they're not gonna want to see that. They're gonna want to see it brand new.
Oh, really? Okay.
At that price point, you're gonna have to redo the whole bathroom.
Okay, because I figured that they would. I figured they'd like a little. Because in Portland, where I live, when renovations happen, they maintain some of the historic stuff in the house.
Some places they'll keep like the old hardwood and trim and stuff like that if it's in good condition. I know people like that, but when it comes to this tile, they ain't not at that price point. They don't want that going.
Okay, we'll have to pick some new stuff there. Well, yeah, my goal is to avoid millennial gray. I want it to be really, really cute, and then make some interesting design decisions inside, but still make it interesting to the masses here. But yeah, we'll get it staged. And I just did this in Oklahoma City, and I made $66,000. So hopefully, I can do it here too.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say, you say you get it at 60. I'm gonna just say before I even look at it, just probably spending like 50.
Look at it. Okay.
So that'd be like 110.
I figured, yeah. And worst case scenario, I mean, what do you think a really nice flip would rent for? $1,500, $1,600?
Definitely. Well, what you're trying to do, definitely, especially if you got 4 bedroom, because not too many 4 bedroom houses.
Okay.
So you can get like 1,300 for a base, like 1,300 for a base model 3 bedroom, 1 bath. So if you're doing an upgraded, you could probably get almost 1,700 if you throw the appliances in with it.
Good, and we'll have Bry or
And I believe that area is a hospital right there, maybe a school. I think so.
Okay.
For some reason, it keep jumping off my map. There we go. Yeah, Renaissance High School right there, Sinai Grace right there. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm really looking forward to this, man. I hope it goes well, and I'll really put some thought into the design on this. If you've seen my primary residence, I can pick out some good stuff.
Yeah, you've been wanting to do that green tile for a while now.
Oh, I've been thinking about it, man. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, we can find some good green tile floor and decor up here. I'm pretty sure I can find some almost the exact match as the one you want.
I'm also gonna be in Michigan on the 24th.
Okay, great. How long are you gonna be up here?
I might extend my trip a little bit here. I haven't bought the flight yet, but my dad has a wedding in Grand Rapids or something. But I'll be in the area.
Yeah, that's a little ways.
So I might take a little trip down to Detroit after it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, give me a call. I'll clear my schedule. I can take you around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love that.
Show you the different areas and how the area codes and the differences in prices off just a couple miles. All that. I'll show you all of that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll let you know.
All right.
Talk soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you.
I feel good about this, guys. It doesn't seem like that much of a risk. I don't feel like I'm taking that much of a risk here. I trust my interior design. I feel like I can do a really good job. I solely did the house that I live in. I picked almost everything in there, and I think it's gorgeous, and I've got a lot of good feedback online. So hopefully I can pick good stuff for this. But man, if I can dip my foot into single family fix and flip, and I can really learn how to make something sell and then teach it to you guys, do you know how much I'd make on this thing, man? Let's say I pick it up for 65, right? Because they're at 75 right now. I think I get it for 65. I'll toss my guy I did all the work for finding this, but I'll toss him $1,000 just because. Then I would list this thing. Well, maybe I'd list it a little higher than 175. You guys want to look at the comps? Should we look at comps right now? Whoa. Can you bring me up? Yeah, I can bring you up. I'll look at these. I'm going to look at these comps really quick. Let's check this out. But flippers get really excited to flip houses. I'm genuinely excited to flip this property. And when I started wholesaling real estate, I didn't really know why people bought houses. But now that I'm buying houses and flipping them and accumulating rentals, I get so excited to buy. And other buyers feel the same way, especially if they're getting wins. Like, guys, this is what my last fix and flip yielded. I want to show you. My last fix and flip yielded this and this on the same day. Why wouldn't I be excited to pay you assignment fees? Why wouldn't other people be excited to pay you assignment fees? That's $111,000. $111,000 that I collected on one day from flipping houses. So when I find an awesome project like this, the emotions that I feel are, I feel like I'm gambling, but I feel like my odds are really high. I also feel like I could be making $80,000. And I think about 80K and I'm like, oh my God, if I got 80K, I could buy the 296 GTB Ferrari from 2024. It's just like a plethora of emotions, and they're all really positive. I feel risk on one side. I feel excitement for the design. I want to see the whole thing come together, and I'm not even going to be there, which is great. I live all the way across the country. And then on top of that, I'm thinking about the profit figure as well. And if you guys aren't ready to flip, that's okay. But what should excite you is how excited flippers are to buy your deals. Because a buyer like myself, I'm really excited to pay you guys an assignment fee. I'm really excited to have you find me a deal and then give you an assignment fee. It's great for me. It's really great for me. So this thing is coming to fruition. My contractor is going to walk it tomorrow. I'll know a little bit more about the rehab or any issues that are happening in here. And then we'll start picking out our designs. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. I'm new, just wanted to see how you started. Yeah, so that's a good question. I started out by collecting finder's fees like these. Every check you see here, which of, I don't know, maybe there's like 20 plus in here. I mean, there's just so many. These are all finder's fees. Everything you see here, finder's fee from wholesaling real estate. They range anywhere from $3,000 low end, all the way up to 50 or 100, all the way up to $100,000 in assignment fee is very possible. And after I did that for a while, I bought a plethora of rental properties. And after I did that for a while, then I started flipping houses. I've now completed a number of flips. They've been mostly multifamily, with the exception of one single family. And now I'm flipping houses, buying rentals, and still wholesaling real estate. I still have a number of wholesale deals in closing. I probably have another 25 in closing that's to be paid out for me from wholesaling real estate. And then the community now has over 200,000 in closing. Is wholesaling basically flipping pre-foreclosures? No. I'm a buyer. There are deals out there that I haven't seen. If you brought me one, I'd pay you a finder's fee. That's it. Anyways, there's a lot of places you don't need licenses to wholesale. Probably 85% of the states don't need licenses to wholesale. And yeah, I would heavily consider joining Hold My Hand Wholesale, learning what makes a deal, and launching yourself into a real estate career, because it's a relaxed career, guys. It's a really relaxed career. It's not like being a realtor. You're not running all over the place. You're picking a gem. You're making an offer with a couple phone calls, just like I did now. And then you're putting your style into it and getting paid for doing so. As far as the renovation money, paid for. As far as the purchase price, paid for. You know, is not being on Discord just temporary? Discord shit the bed today, and there's very little I can do about it. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's keep bringing people up for questions. We already spoke to Flavio. How do I don't know how to remove. Well, okay. Yusuf, what's going on, man? Hello, Mr. Yusuf. Yes. Hi. How are you? I know who you are, man. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose my EMD, and it's probably not gonna sell. I'm probably gonna lose $3,800 on that thing. But we have probably why? Couple reasons. The cash flow is really low, really, really low. The reason for that is there's $550 taxes and insurance. There's $200 in HOA. Your total PITI is probably $1,200, and the thing is going to rent out for $1,800. You make $100 a month in cash flow. That's one of the reasons. Second reason is because the payment to the seller is so low, you barely pay it down. You only pay down 30K in 6 years. Third reason that it's not selling is because it's removed from the city. Fourth reason it's not selling is because it's overpriced way too much. We're $75,000 above what the house is worth. So I was super stupid, and I submitted earnest money to keep it alive, and it's still alive. I'll let you know, it's still alive. We could still find a buyer for it, but man, I'm currently marketing it at break even just to get my earnest money back. Yeah. Yeah, but he hasn't messaged me back. But yeah, I can DM again. I can see if he responded. So he passed on it. Um he says he's going to send it over to some buddies. But yeah, I stupidly probably lost my EMD on that. It was very, very poor decision of me. But I don't know. I should have looked deeper into the cash flow, and it is what it is. I learned a valuable lesson. It depends on the price point. Can I get the address on it? Um, I don't think we have DMs on here yet. I don't Yeah, DM me on Discord. I wish we could be live on Discord, guys. It's just broken right now for some reason. It's on Fenton Street. Okay. Sold for 74. What does he owe? 55? Yeah, he owns it in a trust, so he must have. Oh no, he just put it in a trust. Yeah, he pays 377. The rent is what, 1100? Rent is 12.6. So if he lists it, he's going to list it for probably 75, and he's going to pay 6% listing agreement, walking away with 68, and he has 58. Why don't you? So I'd position it like this. Look, if you're going to sell the property, you sell it for 75 because you just bought the house, maybe 80,000, but you're paying your realtor 6% of the sales price, meaning that you're probably only going to make about $10,000 to $15,000 if somebody gives you your asking price, which is a little bit rare nowadays. We'd be willing to give you up to $12,000 to take over the debt. So 12K, probably the max I could do to take over the debt on this thing. But that would work. That would work. Yeah. Despite the 6.5% interest rate, that works. Mm-hmm. 12,000 down, but share with him his alternative. Share with him his opportunity cost. Well, look, what are you going to list it for if you sell it with an agent? Probably 75. What is the agent going to charge you? Well, 6%, and that's at your asking price. You're going to make 10K. If somebody negotiates with you, you make less than 10K. However, I'm offering you 12K. So, I mean, that if I were he, I would accept that. Absolutely. And now, guys, I'm going to do a negotiation call right now. Yusuf, you're all good? Okay, great. It's also freezing in my house right now. When you started this career, did you know anything about it? Not in the slightest. Like, I literally just watch videos like the one that you're watching. My mom is a dermatologist. My dad used to be an engineer, but not anymore. He just managed the dermatology clinic. They had a small little operation, and that's all that they did. They're not particularly entrepreneurial people. My sister's not in real estate. I don't have anybody family in real estate historically, like forever. Nobody's ever done real estate before. So when I got into it, my parents are like, well, you're gonna get caught having to buy the house. And I know all these people who lost money in 2008 and this and this and this and this and this. And now I'm their retirement plan. Okay. Are you interested in an address? Yes, but I'm focusing on my Discord right now. I'm focusing on my community right now. I want to be able to help them out. So these guys have paid $20 to be here. I own my time. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I have a seller. I have two sellers I'm gonna talk to. One of them has 127 doors. I'm gonna see if I can bag some more of them. You guys saw me talk to him the other day. And then the other seller I'm gonna talk to has a number of properties in Buffalo, New York. Any tips on getting into this? This channel is called Hold My Hand Wholesale. My hand is reached out metaphorically in my bio. You simply have to click on it. I'm here advertising to you. What am I advertising to you? I'm advertising the Discord where we can talk and you can take the prerequisite courses that teach you everything you need to know to take action in this business. So you're essentially, I won't lie to you. This is an advertisement. It's also informative, but it's an ad to get you to join my Discord. I'm not going to palm the ball. That's why I'm here, guys. I'm trying to make money. Okay, let's call my seller. Buffalo, New York. Let's give him a call. So this is a straight cold call. I don't even know where this guy came from. Chris, I'm going to flip a single family. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I found one. Did you see it? No? You want me to drop it in the chat? Nobody try to take my deal. Chris looks so elegant. You hear that, Chris? You get a fan.
Your call has been
Calling about your Buffalo properties. Guys, deals kind of fly in upstate New York and smaller areas in New York. I don't know. They just kind of. Hey, Chris, aren't you buying? Oh, it's Hunter. Hi, Hunter. I haven't seen you in like a year. I'm gonna call another one. I've got Mr. Kean. So let's talk to Kean. We already came to terms on his sixplex. You remember the sixplex? You doing games? Hey man, how you doing?
Good.
So I was curious about your refinance timeline. I know it's probably going to be a while longer, but you're the lender, so you can make it happen. And then I was curious about the other ones and whether or not you needed to refinance those before selling, or if there's any ones we could lock up now.
Trying to get it all locked in. So we're working on the 6-unit refi right now. That's the most like pressing thing for us. It's a commercial refi since it's technically 6 units. So then it's going to have to take 2 appraisers. So one appraiser's already gone through. They scheduled the other appraiser to go through the next week. So whenever we get both appraisal reports back, we'll probably be able to close in like 5 to 10 days from there.
I gotta source a buyer. I could start marketing it if you can give me a rough estimate on your PITI, or I could just throw a 7.5 rate on it and see what it does.
I really don't know what it's going to look like.
We'll wait.
It's taking so long to get this appraisal.
I'll wait. It's all good. Also, Austin property is available. I was surprised when you said you'd buy something like that. You buy stuff like that?
So I looked into it a little bit more. I mean, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's a little bit of an inflated price.
It's definitely an inflated price, but it's just kind of because of the 0% interest.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of just like you get 0% interest for 6 years, but if you were just to pay the normal price, which would have been like
pretty similar, yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's just buying it on market. So I was like,
yeah,
it's a little too far from downtown. It's kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah, I figured as much. Anyways, let me know about the refinance when that's complete, and we'll get that thing rolling.
Cool. Sounds good.
Talk soon, man. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, that's moving forward. I'm so going to lose my AMD. I'm so stupid for that. I can't believe I did that. That's such a rookie mistake. That was a super slow move. And then I have another couple sellers to call. What happened to Discord Live? Well, Discord shit the bed, and I wish it didn't, but it did. Let's call another seller. I want to rip a deal to make back my EMD. Is the EMD non-refundable? Yes. How slow am I for that? Okay, so what do we have? Hey, I own a house in DeKalb, Illinois. I'd like to sell it. Is there anything you can do? Okay, I've got a couple inbound leads here, guys. Check this out. This is in Illinois. I don't know if I like that. Here's, Tucson, Arizona. Hey, man, I currently have a tenant in my rental, but working to evict him. Might keep the rental, might sell. Was curious what your ballpark offer would be. Okay, so here's one in Tucson, Arizona. Is my screen shared? Everybody see my screen? No? Oh, shit. Stop. Okay, so here's the... Damn, that's literally a mobile home, bro. That's not a house. That's a piece of land. That's a mobile home. Let's see. Do I have any other inbound leads? Anything else? Yes, I do. Buy my wife and I's house. I keep seeing your stuff. Low-key want to get into action. Wanted to see if you'd buy my house in Fredericksburg, VA. I have a single family in Michigan, 50 minutes from Detroit, 2.87 rate on it. Oh my goodness. Hi. I will in a sec. I'm trying to figure out who I'm calling next. Here's another one. This says, "Hey man, I've been following you on Facebook for a while. I figured it'd be better to reach out here. I'm trying to sell my house to move closer to family. Below market interest rate, assumable, don't have a ton of equity, newer purchase." Okay, I feel like you've got a bad interest rate though, because you just bought it. But this guy, Ray, has a house in Howell, Michigan. He has a house in Howell, Michigan, and I'm not familiar with Howell, Michigan. Is Howell, Michigan in the middle of nowhere? Very likely. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty deep in the middle of nowhere. He owes 130 on it. How much is it worth? 1288. What? Oh, it's worth like. That's really hard. That's hard. He house is worth 400. He owes 130 at 2.8. So it's. I mean, that's a good rate, but how am I supposed to make up the difference? And it's in the middle of nowhere. That's hard. He'll want a high down payment, and it's far out. Screen share is on holdmyhandwholesale.group. www.holdmyhandwholesale.group. This guy's got something in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I feel like I've heard of Fredericksburg before. Let's see. What's Fredericksburg? Looks like a townhouse to me. Yeah, it's a townhouse. Nope. Can't do a townhouse unless it's in like Miami or something. This guy's got, we need fast closing, close on another property. Okay, so this guy wants me to close on his house in Littleton, Massachusetts. These are all rural, aren't they? Oh wait, that's not rural. That's outside Boston. It's not immensely far. I think people do live out here. Okay, 3 Pickard Lane, Littleton, Massachusetts. It's not going to cash flow. Man, I don't know what to do with something like that. I mean, if it were closer to Boston, maybe, but it's kind of far out. I guess I'll look it up. And their equity is going to be low, so they couldn't take like a lowball cash offer. Actually, it's not that low. He bought it for 406 in 2020. It looks like it's worth 650 right now. I could see if anybody's flipping over here. I could try that. But honestly, I've started to see properties and know whether or not they're going to be deals very quickly, and I'm not getting a good vibe from this thing. I mean, maybe people are flipping here, but like, what is the likelihood of that? That's so low. I just can't imagine people flipping houses in Littleton, Massachusetts. Yeah, it's not looking good. How many houses are for sale here? Well, it seems like an expensive area. Location is everything, guys. And honestly, I don't see any flips for sale on the market right here. Is anything flipped? I think that's lived in. I don't think I can help him with that, man. Yeah, I don't. There's very few listings in this area. Nothing really looks like it's been renovated by an investor. It's not going to cash flow as a rental. I don't think there's anything to do. Do I have any more? Another one in Massachusetts. I have a property worth $2.5 million, 2-family in Medford, Massachusetts. I need to get a creative loan on it for $1.5 million. What does that mean? Creative loan for $1.5 million. It's also in Medford, Massachusetts, which is probably also in the middle of nowhere. Jonesboro, Indiana. Oh my God. Hey, I have a property I want to sell. I'm open to seller finance. It's in Jonesboro, Indiana. He's open to seller finance this thing. But where is Jonesboro, Indiana? Is it in the middle of nowhere? Oh, yes, literally the middle of nowhere. Oh, wait, don't I own something in Marion, Indiana? Wait a second. No. I do own in Indiana, just not there. Wow, okay, well, that's not much either. He's open to seller finance, though, so maybe I could call him. Okay. Yeah, let's look this up. Jonesboro, Indiana. And I can't find it on PropStream. Lapel, Indiana? No. Oregon, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, PA, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Indiana, Culver, Indiana? No. All right, I give up. Let's take questions. None of that's... I guess I should give him a call. Come on, just give him a call. Medford, Massachusetts is dope. Okay, I'll look into the Medford one.
Seven, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm going to revisit these really quickly, and then I'll do questions for the rest of the time. Somebody told me I should look into Medford. This person has a $2.5 million property in Medford. Medford, Massachusetts. I don't think I could even move a house like this, man. I think it's out of my price range. I don't know what to do with something like this. Because it doesn't cash flow. It needs renovation. It can only be sold to a retail buyer. Maybe somebody would flip this thing. Maybe somebody would flip this, but probably not. Is Medford Boston? Oh, Medford is Boston. This thing's in Boston. Okay, never mind. This could be something. This could be something. Maybe people are doing luxury renovations in Boston. I know they are, but okay. So 68 Ashland Street, Medford, Massachusetts. I just need to find this thing on the map really quick. There's that little circular thing. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, so we're right about here. So we just want to see if anybody's flipping houses around this area. So I'm going to go from here to here to here to here to here. We're going to click apply, and then we want to know what we are. So what is this thing? Okay, it's a, whoa, 8 beds, 6.5 baths. Holy shit. Okay, 8 beds, 6.5 baths, over 3,000 square feet. Price high to low, home type, single family. Let's do past 12 months. Okay. This thing got renovated. I just don't have any buyers for something like this. I don't even know why I'm looking at this, but it seems to be in a better area than most. Gosh. I don't even know what I'm looking at, guys. This is so out of my wheelhouse. I don't even know what I'm doing. We don't have any comps for something like this. It seems to me that it would sell for maybe 1.5 million if it were fully updated. I just don't even know who I'd send it to. And I don't know how much the rehab would cost. I just feel like I'm in the dark here. I'll text him and ask him what he would want for the house. I got your message about 68 Ashland. It looks like renovated houses are selling for 1.5 million here. What would you want for this? I don't know. I've never wholesaled $1 million house before. I've wholesaled $1 million multifamily, but I've never wholesaled $1 million house, and I'm honestly in the dark. Is this the luxury wholesaling I keep getting ads for? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we're gonna take questions now. I don't know anything about that. So let's talk to Mr. Matt. Matt, how you doing, man? Matt, can you hear me okay? Hello, Matt? Okay. Sky, can you hear me okay? Hello, can anybody hear me? Okay. Sky says they can't unmute. Wow. Wow. The unmute button is messing with me. That's so crazy. Chris, are you still there? Y'all think the Discord is fixed? I can bring you up, but I just don't think it. Man, this sucks. Oh, hey, there you go. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well today. How can I help you? Okay, let's check it out. No worries. I wish things decided to work today, but sometimes that's how it goes. Hey, yeah. Dude, that would be so sick. That'd be so. What's your username on Discord? You say Flint, Michigan? I got it. I got it. Do you know about Flint, Michigan? It might have been Detroit because Flint is one of the most dangerous, unsanitary cities in the United States. Do you know about Flint? Oh, so Flint has had an unaddressed water issue for about 20 years. Their water catches on fire and it's dirty. Like the water has all kinds of really bad chemicals in it, and the government's not doing anything about it. So it's a dying city because people are running away because they get all kinds of health issues in Flint. So sure, sure. And guys, how many new members in here would benefit from a demonstration of what makes a deal across all of our platforms? Because what I can do is I can share my screen and I can just show you this would be a deal for a cash deal. This would be a deal for seller finance. This would be a deal for mortgage takeover. Okay. Can you say the address? Can you tell us that? Okay. So cash deals, the name of the game is a discount. This guy, let's find out what it would rent for. It's listed for $114,000 and it's been there for 91 days. So hopefully they're ready to take a discount. So step one for a turnkey deal for a lump sum without creative financing is to figure out what the house rents out for. It's going to rent out for about $1,500, $1,450. So that's pretty good rent. Step two is I want to know what they owe on their mortgage, just in case I can make a creative finance offer as well. They owe $50,000, so probably more of a lump sum deal than a creative finance deal. And then it's important to note that at the price that they're asking, it's not going to cash flow super well. I'd love to get this at 70,000. Sure, I'm happy to help you out. So I'm gonna give him a call and okay, okay, I can talk to her. This is I don't typically do this, but we don't have a lot to do today, so I guess I'll do it. Hold up, I have to do brief battle with this seller really quickly. Give me 1 second. This seller is telling me that the renovated houses don't sell for 1.5, but what I'll do is I'll show him. So 68 Ashland, Medford, Massachusetts. That was the house we were just looking at. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, so what's his square footage? 3580. Okay, 3580. Okay, so this is your area over this is going to be a little bit painful for you to see, but that's okay. You have to see it. This is your area over the past 12 months. This is what's sold there. The highest sale in the area is a larger renovated house. It's got over 1,000 more square feet than you, and it's larger. It's sold for 1.5. This one right here has the same square footage of you. It's been immaculately renovated. Everything here is a historic property. It's sold for 1.5. So I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but you could always argue the point that 1 + 1 = 3. It just isn't really going to gain any traction when we look at these, and we could see that the only thing selling for above 1.5 is a brand new property, which is not what you are. Just needed to dunk on the seller for laughing at my comment and let that sink in for him. That should be nice and fun. And then next we're going to look at yours. So yeah, I'd get this thing at 70, and I'll call Tracy. So TikTok, this is an ad for Hold My Hand Wholesale. If you want to see my screen, I am sharing it. I'm just sharing it on Hold My Hand Wholesale right now. I'm predicting she's going to freak out at me for this offer here because the house appears to be flipped, but we'll see.
Hi, this is Tracy Freeman with TSF Homes at KW Domain. I cannot come to the phone right now, but if you would please leave me your name and number, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Hi, Tracy. My name is Richard Taylor. You had been speaking to my acquisitions manager regarding an Alcoy Street in Detroit. He told me to give you a call just for credibility purposes. I was going to send you the properties I'm purchasing in Detroit right now, along with our proof of funds here. I didn't know if the offer had garnered any traction whatsoever, as it is a little bit below list price. I think we are at 70,000 on this thing. I totally understand if your seller wasn't willing to work with an offer like that, especially because it's flipped. Believe it or not, eventually, if we make enough of these offers, somebody does say yes to us. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a call. Feel free to give me a call back if you have any questions about the offer you made. Is the other stream on WAP? The other stream is on Discord's broken right now. So, I can try to go live in Discord, but I don't think it's going to work. So I'm just kind of going to stay live here, but I'm live on holdmyhandwholesale.group. We have 150 people in the audience. So you're welcome to join that. The website is www. It's the link in my bio. Just click the link in my bio. That's where I'm live. It's the first thing. Yeah, she didn't pick up the phone, man. But usually for a cash deal, you don't need too much credibility. The proof of funds is in the Discord. How do we join the stream? I signed up. Super easy, man. All you would do is you would go to the sign up page that you just did. So www.holdmyhandwholesale.group and log in. So you click log in, you log in with your username and password, and then you'll see right here that we are currently live. So you click on the live streams and we're currently live in there. That's how. Anyways, let's take our next question. Sky, is your microphone working okay? Sky, your microphone working okay? No. Okay. Matt, your microphone working okay? There we go. How can I help you today? Is it Exeter? Is that it? Exeter Avenue, or is it something else? Can we share our screen on it? Okay. And guys, we will go back to Discord. I realize you don't have your gifts. I realize we don't have DMs, and I know that we don't have our camera view. I don't want to be live on here right now. Maybe I do in the future, but Discord's broken, man. I wish we could do something else. Okay, so here's your deal. Listed at 69,000. It's a 2-1. So because it's a 2-1, man, I would just get it either on creative terms or at a massive discount. Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you've got 9K to take over the debt here. Your monthly payment is what? Yeah, we could probably help buyer. It's not great, but I'd say I'd say 50-50 because of where it is and what it is, and then the cash flow is a little bit steep or not super steep, but it might. It's obviously not the greatest house in the world, but you know, I do think it would be worth shooting our shot at something like this. Yeah, I think it is worth a shot too. I do agree. Not necessarily. I have one buyer who doesn't like that sort of stuff, but honestly, other buyers don't mind it tremendously. They're more so interested in the cash on cash return. So if your discount is strong, yeah, lock it up. A lot of people try to skate by with 15, 20K discounts. Generally speaking, we want it further than that. You know, 75 or 70% of list price is usually a pretty good range. But yeah, if you've got a good discount on it, we can definitely shoot our shot. Tucson. Guys, I'm hoping to do a demonstration here since other people's mics aren't working. Sky, you're unmuted. Yeah, I can finally. So sorry about the technical difficulties today. Yeah, how can I help you? Okay. So here's how we know if something's a good deal. It just comes down to the cash flow versus the down payment. So what's your purchase price? 1.5, 2.5? 1.5. You said 500 or so is owed on a mortgage. What does that 500 cost per month? 3,000, and then your principal payment to the seller is 2,500. So you're paying $5,500. Now, what does it bring in rent? Okay. Is it a single family? Oh, your seller financing a luxury single family. Interesting. Well, I've never tried it before, but I think we could try it before. What's your down payment on there? Okay, the concern is going to be cash flow, and I'll show you why. So let's say you bring in 7,500 a month, right? You're bringing in 11 months of 7,500. Why 11? Well, it's going to take at least a month to find a tenant, if not more than that. That means you bring in 82,500 per year. You're going to, it might be an Airbnb play. Somebody might want to Airbnb this instead. You divide that by 12, and this is how much you're bringing in after it takes 1 month. Then you probably have some money for management and some money for vacancy, and you might only be making about 700, 800 a month. which is not a great use of 150K, right? But actually 180K because of closing costs and your fee. So it would kind of be like if somebody broke into your house and said, "Give me 180,000, but don't cry. I'll give you $800 a month." And you're like, I went from being able to buy like a house to I can pay part of my rent. So somebody would look at your cash flow in relation to the down payment, and they would say the scales aren't equal. It's not even. You know, I'm putting if I put down that much money, I could buy $1 million plus multifamily, even more than that, and that would make me a lot more money than this would. However, that could be an Airbnb. A $1.5 million property in Arizona, that screams Airbnb to me. Do you know if it's okay as a short-term rental or if there's any restrictions? Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't think somebody's going to convert into a multifamily. I think more likely there'll be an Airbnb. What's the address on this? Got you. Just a sec here. DMs are currently hidden. Man, I do not have a way to see the DMs. It won't open for me. Sorry about that. Well, what city was it in? Yeah, that's and it's is it really pretty? Okay, so maybe it would need to be renovated for an Airbnb. My concern is the opportunity cost. If I spend my money here, where can I spend my money? And the reality is 150,000 could buy you multiple properties or a really big multifamily complex that would make you more than $800. If the house is not in particularly amazing condition, but livable condition, um, it's unlikely it would Airbnb. Airbnbs need to be pretty. Um, what I could say is if you lowered the monthly payment and the cash flow were higher, like if you were paying the seller 2,000 a month, that would make sense because now you could be making a couple $1,000s per month off of this property as a rental. But you know, you want to look at a rental figure as 20% less. That's for vacancy, management, and repairs throughout the year. And 20% is even a low end figure. It could easily be 25% less than the actual rent. So if you can lower your monthly payment, we can shoot our shot at it. But I will say, if you take the courses, we sell or finance regular, normal houses. It's hard to sell these really big assets. You saw me just looking at a really big asset. Not a whole lot that we can do. So yeah, lower the monthly payment, and then we can shoot our shot at that. I would aim for a $2,000 monthly payment here, so that it has big cash flow for an end buyer. But guys, I'll do a demonstration after this because I feel like we're largely confused on what makes a deal. And I'll spend a long time looking at what makes a deal for you guys. But the play on that is probably an Airbnb. If it can't be Airbnb'd, maybe it can be a rental. Just keep your terms the same. Try to lower that monthly payment just a tad. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so guys, this is for my new members. This is for all of my new members. Should I try to do this on Discord one more time, guys? One more time? Just try to do it on Discord. I really don't like this platform right now. I think it'll get better as time goes on, but it's not the same. I'm gonna try really quick to do it on Discord. If that doesn't work, we'll come back here. Can you hear me? Yes. Yes. Phew. Okay. Good camera? It's frozen as it does. Can you still hear me? That's a field goal. That's a dub. Okay. Yeah, we can always look into school, but we're already optimized for Discord. We're trying to build something else, but it's not as good as we had hoped. Okay. At everyone. Hey Juan, how's it going, man?
Hey, I just want to give you a quick update. We had that meeting with the realtor, Robert, them. There's two sellers. One of them is super cool. They're like, yeah, I want to do it right now. I want to sign. The realtor's same thing. Yeah, amazing deal. Let's sign. And then one of the sellers is like, oh, I still got some questions, some concerns, whatever. And he couldn't make it because he had an emergency. So they just said, oh, we're going to reschedule to answer his questions or concerns, whatever.
It's okay.
But the realtor was there. She's super cool. The other seller, super cool with everything. Robert and McKenna are like amazing.
Yeah,
so
they're great.
I'm just updating you on that.
They're great. Yeah. Let me know if there's anything you need from me, man.
I got you. I'll just update you.
Absolutely. Talk soon, okay?
All right. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Where are my new members? How many people are new in the past month? How many people are new in the past month? Yeah, I really like this way more. This is way better. I'm gonna break this down for everybody and I'll take a couple questions. So the rest of the live stream demonstrations, okay? I'm gonna show you exactly what makes a deal, okay, guys? All right. So let's start with cash deals. Cash deals are something that you can understand today. You can understand a cash deal today. What is a cash deal? A cash deal is like what I have my screen shared on. I want to flip this house. I also want to flip, well, there was another one, but I want to flip this house. And yesterday I bought this property. I have the capacity to purchase probably 3 to 4 properties per month. And I can probably pay $5,000 to $10,000 in assignment fees for each property that you guys find me. The cool thing about that is I'm one investor and I can shell out $20,000 in assignment fees per month to random individuals. We have other people, other buyers, thousands and thousands of buyers who think the exact same way. One of the coolest things to know is the scale of properties that sell in the United States per day. In the United States per day, upwards of 10 to 15,000 houses sell. You can be the deal finder for individuals that buy those properties. And what do you mean? What do I mean by the deal finder? Well, I always give this really seamless example. Let's say your parents are going to buy a house, right? Your parents are going to buy a house. They want to buy it in San Antonio, Texas, and they're looking to pay $300K. And then you go out and you call all the houses in San Antonio, Texas for sale at $300K, and you find one that'll sell for $250. You say, Mom, Dad, you know that house that you're going to pay $300K for? I found one where they sell that thing for $250, but I'm not giving you the address unless you pay me a finder's fee. Would it make sense for Mom and Dad to pay you a finder's fee because of how much money you saved them? Of course. Who the hell wouldn't? I'm the same way. Real estate investors are the same way. And there are 3 or 4 different types of deals that we serve to real estate investors, all of which are routinely found on Zillow. Now, for a brief proof of concept, I'd like to show you what an individual day looks like in this community, guys. Yesterday, 4 deals closed. 4. I'll show you all of them. We had 501 5th Street in Birmingham, Alabama. This thing sold literally yesterday for $65, but do you know what our buyer paid us? $73. So it was for sale at $86. We got it for $65, which is like the minimum discount that you can do. $20K minimum discount, not that good of a discount, but it just shows you how powerful that buyer's list is. Here's $8,000, they said. Thank you so much for finding me this house at a discount. Here's $8,000 cash. Pretty unbelievable, right? Well, that was one deal that closed yesterday. How many others closed yesterday? Well, we had an additional one in St. Louis closed yesterday. 7104 Florence Avenue in St. Louis, Missouri. This thing sold yesterday. You know what the finder's fee was? $10,000. How long does it take you to make 10 racks? A long time. We did it in a number of phone calls. Was that all the deals that closed yesterday? Oh, no. I'm not done yet. What was another one that closed yesterday? 628 Bellevue in Akron, Ohio. Also sold yesterday, but for a $5,000 assignment fee. So this thing right here is a triplex, Akron, Ohio. And you know what all of these properties have in common? They're all for sale on Zillow. And people in this community got those under contract. So in a singular day, $23,000 is injected back into the community. And y'all keep the majority of that every single time it closes. As of right now, guys, we have over $200,000 in assignment fees or finder's fees closing. The vast majority are made up of deals like this. These are houses that we get at a discount. What sort of discount? Well, pretty much across the board, 70% of what it's listed for works really well. Sometimes you can do a little bit more than that, but that's what you'd want to do to ensure that your deal is a deal. So a lot of people drop the ball because they get these things under contract very close to list price. And I want to let you know that that doesn't provide value. The value that we provide in Hold My Hand Wholesale is discounted properties. And the trajectory that we want you to go down on is we want you to do 3, 4, 5 wholesale deals and then acquire a fix and flip that makes you big money, like $40,000 to $60,000. That way you can quit your job and you can do this full time like I do and like so many others do. So that's our trajectory for you in Hold My Hand Wholesale. Now I'm going to show you what makes a deal a deal. Now, that wasn't the only 3 deals that closed yesterday. I also bought a fix and flip yesterday. My TC just asked me if I got the wire transfer for it. Did I? I would guess I did not because it closed yesterday. Oh, shit. I did. I just got wired $27,000. You guys know why I got wired $27,000? It's not profit. It's rehab money. You guys want to see? I'll show you right now. Check this out. This is what happens when you flip a property. You see that wire transfer right there? $27,000 wired to me. That's for the renovation of one of my properties. So when you're renovating properties, they send you the entire rehab money up front. So it's pretty insane. A lot of people need to know that you're not coming up with this rehab money. A lot of you aren't taking action because you think you have to come up with this rehab money. You don't have to come up with the rehab money. It just gets sent to you. So it's pretty amazing. Now I'm going to send that to my contractor. He's going to renovate the house I bought, and I'll be sent $35,000 about a month and a half from today. You know what I have to do? Nothing. I'm done. My contractor renovates the house. I'm not paying for the rehab. I don't make design decisions. Fix and flip courses is currently being edited, Juan, but it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this is possible. When you think about real estate, it's such a complicated, scary thing, but ultimately you simply start as the deal finder and then you graduate. A really good example of this is Juan Morales. Juan Morales started out as a deal finder and now he's got 3 properties and enough money to flip a house. So it's really, really cool. Anyways, I am going to go ahead and show you what makes a deal now. Sorry for the delay, guys. My favorite market currently is Detroit, but that changes from time to time. Sorry, my employees are texting me. Okay. So what else? Deals, Detroit. Okay. Detroit is not the only area you can do a deal. You can do a deal. I'm going to just list all of the top markets off the top of my head. Let me list, Let me list my top markets. Detroit, Birmingham, Houston, Jacksonville, Memphis, St. Louis, Indianapolis, anywhere Florida, Rochester. Did I spell that right? I don't know. Rochester. Where else do I really like? San Antonio. We do deals in Connecticut too. I do deals in Connecticut. You know, anywhere. It could be anywhere. So she's just going on shopping sprees after the whole thing. You can literally see the acting on her face. Oh God, I hate her. Okay. Anyways, that's not relevant. Getting back to this stuff. So there used to be a really good market known as Cleveland, Ohio, but recently Cleveland, Ohio, you now have to disclose that you're wholesaling the house. And we're still doing deals there. We're still doing deals there. So I've got a $13,000 deal closing in Akron, Ohio, and a $3,000 deal closing in Cleveland, Ohio. So it's still possible, but it makes it a little bit harder. So some places that I really suggest starting would be the places I put in the chat. Now, I just want to let you know, anything can be a deal. Literally anything can be a deal if you get it at a low enough price. So anything you see on your screen, it works. No problem whatsoever. But there's nuances here. So let's get started. If a house is listed at 50K, is it a rental property? No, it's a fix and flip. Why is it a fix and flip? There are pretty much no houses listed at $50,000 that are in good condition, unless they're in terrible areas like Flint, Michigan. So almost all houses listed at 50K, horrible condition. The only thing that they can do is be flipped. So I'll write a little key in the chat. If a house is listed at 50K, it must be a flip due to the condition, right? That's the first thing. That's the first rule. Houses listed above 100K largely do not cash flow at a high enough return. It's our job to get those at a discount. So now let's find a house that's listed in distressed condition. That would be an awesome deal. And let's find a house that's listed in good condition. That would also be an awesome deal. So the first one that I'll show you is this one. This is the next house I'm considering flipping. I don't want to buy this at list price. I would like to buy it at 65K. It would be great for me to get this at 65K, meaning that if you got it at 60K, I will give you $5,000 in cash for doing the work for me. That's as simple as it gets. Now, what about this made this thing a deal? Why is this interesting to me? Why did I like this thing? Well, it ultimately comes down to whether or not I can make money. Now, am I going to rent this house out? Chat, help me out. Am I going to rent this thing out? Let's just look through the photos. Is this a rental for me? Look closely. Look at the grossness of this house. Is this thing a rental? Ew. I don't think so, man. I don't think that's a rental at all. The walls are messed up. The carpets are messed up. It's just gross. Everything about this is disgusting. It could not be rented. It doesn't match rental standards. So if it can't be rented, what type of offer am I making? And you can see, but you can only see in my Discord. The link is in my bio if you'd like to see. So this is a fix and flip, meaning that I can only make a lump sum offer. What is a lump sum offer? It just means no creative finance, because we do creative finance, but we do creative finance on houses that are in renovated condition. If you have to renovate the property, it's not a creative finance deal. So it's really important for you in this community to learn, when am I making an offer with creative finance and when am I making an offer with without creative finance as a lump sum. Creative finance is monthly payments, right? It's a creative way to get the deal done, making monthly payments to the seller instead of paying cash or getting a loan. Now, for this particular property, why is this a deal? What makes this thing a deal for me? Well, it ultimately comes down to what's selling in the area. So I've drawn around this neighborhood. This is roughly the neighborhood, right, guys? I've drawn around the neighborhood. I loosely want to have the property in the center of this box. So I want it to be in the center. Let's see if that puts it in the center. And that might be a little bit too big of a range. Let's make our range a little smaller. Right, guys, let's draw from here to here to here. And I'm hoping and praying that my house is in the center of this. Yep, so it's just there. Now I want to make note of what we are. We're a 3-bed, 2-bath, but the agent told us that we could add another bedroom in the attic. So we're at least going to be a 4, potentially even a 5-bedroom house. So I'm going to add a bedroom up here, probably not a bathroom, but I'll add a large, almost master bedroom in the attic of this property. So the other thing to consider is that's going to add square footage. That's probably going to add at least another 800, maybe even more square feet. So this thing should have over 2,000 square feet by the time it's renovated. The question is it going to sell for significantly more after I buy it, put in money, and then sell it? Like, will I be able to make my money back? Let's find out. We want to look for something similar. And off the bat, guys, 200K sale right here. This house doesn't have as much character, and it sold for $200,000. This guy right here, he went for $185,000. Now, we should probably understand what they did to the property so that I know how much it will cost to put my property in that condition. Looking at the house, I can see some photos on PropStream, and look what they did. Nice. Big open floor plan, nice new floors. So this is a fix and flip. How much did the guy make on this fix and flip? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. This guy acquired this property for $38,000. He sold it for $185,000. Ain't no way his rehab cost him more than 50K, maybe 60K. And if it did, you know how much money he made? Well, he bought this thing. Ooh, kind of took him a while to sell it though. He bought it in April of 2025 and it took him 5 months. So it took him 5 months, but he made $100,000. He might have multiple projects going on at once. So this is $100,000 profit fix and flip. And now if you had found this guy his deal beneath $38,000, he would have paid you a finder's fee. So that's ultimately what we're after. The reason I like this deal, guys, is because people are flipping houses in this area and they're selling quickly, man. So I feel as though if I make this house really pretty, it'll sell for $200,000+ based on the comps that I'm seeing here. A lot of these things have smaller square footage. They may not be as nice on the inside, but I think this is a stellar flip. I'd like to pick it up at 65. I'd like to put in about 45, as my contractor said. And then I'll probably be in the project for about 110. And then minimum, I sell it for 175, if not closer to 200,000. So this is like a 65 to 70 to $80,000 profit flip for me. I'm really excited to get into something like that, guys. So what makes a deal for me on a distressed house? You doing my legwork is what makes a deal for me. What does that mean? Well, this house is for sale at 90,000 and I'm already negotiating on this. So it doesn't help for you to go after this now. That just hurts me. If you can find me a house with character, or my buyer's a house with character that can be flipped for a profit, that's all I need. What does character look like? This is what character looks like. You guys see this house right here? This exterior has character, but the interior wasn't renovated very nicely. It's a pretty basic, boring, bland renovation. I'd like to do a little bit better than this. So I think I can do a little bit better than this. I think I could pick better materials. Like, their kitchen is so boring. What a boring ass kitchen, guys. I think we can do better than that. So that's what character looks like in a house, mainly from the exterior. And if you can find a house like that beneath what it's listed for, maybe you can find yourself a fee. Now, generally speaking, guys, 70% of what it's listed for is good. 70%. So I'm trying to buy this at 65K. If it's listed at 90,000 and you get it at 70% of that, that's 63K, right? I would pay you a fee if you got it at 70%. So that's a good rule of thumb. All right. Now that's if the house is in really good condition, or if it's in bad condition. What if it's in good condition? Well, houses in good condition in Detroit started about $100,000. So let's see what we can find. I'm going to price high to low, and I'm going to look for a nice looking one. This guy looks pretty good. Look at this. Doesn't that look nice? Yeah, it's turnkey, as we say. Turnkey means you can turn the key, walk in, it doesn't need any work. So this is a turnkey property. It needs no renovation. It would be a perfect rental property. Now, let's find out what it would rent out for. So I'm going to go to Zillow Rental Estimator. This is where we find out what a house rents out for. Zillow Rental Estimator. And I'm going to see what we could get for this thing. I'm going to guess $1,500, $1,450. Okay, $1,332, but probably closer to $1,400 because it's fully renovated. So if we could get $1,332, there's a formula. There's a formula that I'm going to use to determine my offer on this property. If it's going to rent out for $1,332, let's use this formula. Copy and paste this, guys. I'll put it in the chat. It's rent multiplied by 0.8. Subtract your mortgage payment, what the buyer's mortgage payment would be, multiplied by 12, divided by total cost of entry equals cash on cash return. So that's what our buyers are looking for at 25% cash on cash. I think 23, 24 is okay, but 25% is pretty standard. Now let's go plug in these numbers. Okay, guys? So what's the rent? I think it's $1,350. It's fully renovated, right? $1,350, and I'm going to take 20% off the top, okay? So that turns into $1,080. Then I'm going to subtract my mortgage payment. What's your mortgage payment? Well, your mortgage payment is what your buyer might buy it at. I think a buyer might buy this thing at 75. I think 75 is what they might buy it for. 75,000, down payment $15,000. And then this would be their monthly payment, $399 plus $250 for taxes and insurance. So your mortgage payment is $399, but you know the government makes you pay taxes and you've got to insure your property. So you're looking at a $650 monthly payment. We'll subtract this, subtracting our mortgage payment as we follow the formula, which I will now put in the chat for you guys. And guys, I'm done with questions today. I'm just doing a demonstration right now. So if your house is in a populated area, like a lot of people live there, a major city, and you have this thing under contract, you might have yourself a deal if it's at a discount. So there's your formula. This is what I make per month. And if I multiply that by 12, according to the formula, right, multiply by 12, this is what I make per year. Now, how much did it cost us to buy this deal? Well, we had to put 15K down, and we're going to have about 10K in closing costs. So we're looking at about 25K to buy the house. 15K is our 20% down payment. You always got to put down 20%. By the way, all of this is reiterated in our courses. And you're going to have about 10K in closing costs. So we'll divide this by 25K to figure out our cash on cash return. It's going to be about 20%. Cash on cash is 20%. It's low. It's low. Your deal might not sell. It might sell, but it might not sell. I would want to get something like this. I'm going to be real with you, closer to 60K, unfortunately, because then my buyer would pay 65 and he'd be hitting a 25% cash on cash return. Now, is that the best thing we can find here? Is that just as good as it gets, or does it get better than that? It gets better than that, guys. Watch this. We can find something better. Trust me, we can find something better. So let's keep looking. Let's see. Can we find something that might have a slightly higher rent than that? This is a 4-bed, 2-bath. No photos, so I don't trust it. But it could be occupied. It's been here for 186 days, guys. I don't really trust that. Here's one. 93 days on Zillow. No photos. Is it occupied? Doesn't show us the interior. The most common reason these deals fall apart is because the interior is trashed. So we want to make sure that the interior is looking good. Let's look at this one. Yeah. Yeah, doesn't that look good, guys? It's like a fix and flip. That's the basement, maybe. I don't know what's going on right there. It's not terrible, but it might need a little bit of work here. So let's see what this guy's going to rent out for. Could you rent out for closer to $1,400 per month? Because then we can offer more. The rent is a big factor in a renovated house. Rents out for $1,300. So yeah, you know, you'd probably have to get that thing close to where I thought you would. Now this right here, this would probably fail the inspection. So this thing wouldn't pass the inspection. Not probably, certainly. This would fail the inspection. Now, when a buyer's buying a turnkey house, it needs to be turnkey. So what would we do with this? Fix and flip. This is a fix and flip. And what's that about? That's simply about figuring out what the houses are going to sell for after they're renovated and then still getting it at a discount. So that's not really turnkey. I'll see if we can find a turnkey one here. This guy right here has a new deck. I'm optimistic about this. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. Now, I'll tell you a secret. If the house is occupied, it can be a 20% cash on cash return. It doesn't have to be as high of a cash on cash return if there's already somebody living in the house. So one of our top students here, Yusuf, what he does is he looks for tenants. He searches keyword tenants and he finds a property, he clicks on it and he sees if we can find a tenant occupied property. So this is tenant occupied, but they're not telling us what the rent is. It also looks like it's a little bit in rough condition. So given that condition, the interior looks nice actually. Interior looks nice. Whoa, back rooms upstairs. Okay. Let's see. Does anybody actually tell us what the tenants are paying? Doesn't tell us what the tenants are paying. Anybody going to tell us? Oh, rental rate sold with tenants in place and tenants are planning to stay. Solid 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, located near high demand area, tenant occupied with top of the market, Section 8. Recent cosmetic improvements. This is stellar. This is stellar. This is insane. This is the perfect deal. The perfect deal. Why is this the perfect deal? You've got tenants paying $1,500 a month. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. $1,500 a month. Guys, if you could get this at $75K, it would be a deal. It would be a deal at 75. That's barely a discount. You've barely gotten it below list. So let's run the equation. That's your monthly payment, $399 plus $250 for taxes and insurance, right? You're probably bringing in upwards of $1,500. Well, you are bringing in $1,500. Let's take 20% off the top. That turns into $1,200. Let's subtract our $649 per month in payments. This is how much you're making per month. Multiply that by 12. This is how much you're making per year. Divide that by the buyer's total cost of entry, which is looking like 15 plus 10, $25,000. It's a 26% cash on cash return occupied. So I'll call and I'll make an offer right now. Now, do I think that they're gonna accept my offer? It's my first call. It's my first call. Usually I got to talk to 15, 20 people before I get a deal. So he didn't respond to my call. What am I going to do? I'll send him an email. Agents really like to be emailed. So what I could do, and I'll give away this deal to somebody else. We'll email him together. So if first person to drop their email in the chat, I'll partner with you on this deal. So whoever put that in there, whoever's email is showing up first for me, great. We'll partner with you on that deal. All I need to do is I need to find the realtor's email. Realtor's email is currently hidden from me. I'm wondering if I can find it somewhere. Keller Williams, Joe Hamill. And there's his email. We're going to copy the email. Now, how do I write an offer? How do you do that? Well, we've got templates all over the Discord. And if you go to www.holdmyhandwholesale.group, and if you go to tools, you'll be able to grab an offer template, like an LOI template. But honestly, here's the tools, and then we probably want to do cash deal checker, Section 8 analyzer, resources. This is brand new. Softwares, prop stream. Well, I don't really know how to use this yet, but quick calculators, rehab estimator, no. Deal analyzers. Yeah, we'll take it from the Discord. So this right here is a seller finance offer template, but can we find a cash offer template? Yeah, here's one. Check this out, guys. So here's a cash offer template, right? You know, you could just use this offer. I'll drop this in the chat for you guys. I'll let you know it's also in the Discord. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write an offer here. Let me grab somebody's email. Oh. Here's his email. Offer dash, and then we'll do the address. This is looking like, there it is. And then we just wait. You know, we can text him and let him know that we made him an offer. Okay, who put their email in first? Looks like the first person was this person. So Peter, I'm going to go ahead and grab your email. You're first, man, okay? So I'll put that in the chat right there, and I'm going to say, good evening, Mr. Or we'll just say, good evening, Joe. I'd like to present an offer to your client with the property on Rio Pell Street. Price $75,000. EMD, which stands for earnest money. All of this is covered in the courses that we have in Hold My Hand Wholesale. Free to you if you're already in here. EMD $1,500, non-refundable. Inspection 6 business days. Submitted post-inspection. EMD is submitted post-inspection. That way we don't have to pay it ourselves. Close of escrow. How long will it take the deal to close? 25 days is pretty standard. And then is there anything else? We got our inspection or EMD or close of escrow or price. Inspection contingency and financing contingency. I'll be using a DSCR loan. So $75,000 offer, and then I'll just type regards in the chat. And I might drop my proof of funds in here. So where do you guys get proof of funds? The Discord. Hashtag POF has your proof of funds right here. And you can grab it off of our website there. But I'll just log into my bank account really quickly and see if I can grab that.
Richard, quick update.
Hey.
Good news.
What's going on?
I have my contractor walking that property tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Dude, that is awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. I also have my contractor walking. Where is she? This one. I have my contractor walking this one. Look at the character this guy has.
So what do you think you're going to get it for?
I'd like 65 is what I told him.
And ARV?
ARV appears to be anywhere from 170 to 190.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I particularly like the character and condition. Condition is just cosmetic.
So retail flip. Is that where you're?
Yep. And I talked to a couple people I know in Detroit about this area, just like I did with yours, and they like it. These properties are abundant. They're all over Detroit. But I was just talking to the students about how after they do 1 to 2 wholesale deals, they'll be able to flip a house like this using the lender that we've already put in the Discord. I linked your lender in the Discord, by the way.
He's good. Kian's also another one. I'm most likely going to work with Kian.
We should provide as many as possible so that they can get multiple quotes.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay. All right. Anyway, just want to give you that update.
Yeah,
and
that's really cool.
I'll let you know if I get it under contract.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really hoping that this goes exactly how you think it will, because I mean, what a win that would be, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's like 80, 90K profit.
It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Talk soon. Bye-bye. And then I just click send. And then we might send them a text. We might be like, hey man, I just sent you an offer. So what you can do is, to the guy I just worked with on this, I'll DM you his phone number and you can say, hey, I just sent you an offer. So I'm going to DM you his phone number here along with the address. So Mr. Peter, your phone number right here. The realtor's name is Joe. We just sent him an offer for his listing. And this is the address for that listing. And we offered 75K. So I just added you as a friend. You'll have to accept. Well, it is not letting me do that. So I'll just drop it in the chat. I don't know why it won't let me do that, man. Here it is, Joe. But yeah, he has an offer in his email, and if he responds positively, you know, we can get that deal under contract and sell it for probably $5,000, right? All right. Anyways, moving on to creative finance deals. What would you say if this seller had a 90K mortgage and they couldn't take the offer? What would we do? We get a call back from the agent, and the seller said, and the agent says this, you know, we'd like to take that offer, but unfortunately we can't. The seller owes 90K on the loan, and that offer is below 90K. We can't accept that. The seller would have to bring money to the closing table. Does anybody know what we might say in that situation? We might say, well, that's okay. What if we just took over the debt? How about I just take over the debt? I'll pay your commission, and I'll pay your seller the difference between what they owe and what they're asking. Well, that works. When was the last time I closed one of those deals? Just a couple days ago. You guys want to see? I ran into this interesting scenario. The seller of this property, by the way, $5,000 finder's fee on this. I made him an offer. I made him an offer of 70K, and he says, I can't take 70K. I owe 62K. I can't take 70K. I'm not going to make enough money. So I thought to myself, wait a second. You owe 62. I offered 70. You're only going to make 8K there? He said, yeah, I need to make more than that. I fully renovated the house. It's in great condition. So I really need to do better than that, man. And I said, okay, I got it. What if I gave you 12K to take over your debt? He was okay with that. That was enough money for him. And then I proceeded to go ahead and sell this thing for 17K down, giving me $5,000 as a finder's fee. I made one phone call for that, right? Well, let's run a different scenario. And by the way, what makes these a deal? Cash flow. If you're taking over somebody's mortgage, it needs to cash flow. And the reason why this sold is because the tenant was paying $650 per month. I'm sorry, the monthly payment was $633 and the tenant is paying $1,250. So there's about $600 of gross cash flow in that deal and only $12K to take over the debt. So it makes a lot of sense to buy $600 of gross cash flow for $12K. That's a pretty good return on investment, right, guys? So if they have a mortgage on their property and they can't take that offer, no problem. Offer to take over the debt. Now, how do we find people who've got mortgages on their property? Well, we've got two ways to do it. The first way is PropStream. I think PropStream is almost necessary to find these deals, but you'll also just run into this stuff in the wild. And what you can do in PropStream is you can look up Detroit. You can go on market. You can look at houses that are already for sale on market right here. And you can make sure they have no equity in the property. So max equity percentage, 20. They've only got 20%, maybe 30% equity in their properties. But we'll do 20 because there'll be a plethora of these houses. And you guys want to see what I'm going to find here? Check out how crazy this is, guys. This individual, well, not you, but you, this guy. This guy right here, nice house, right? He owes 149. He's listed for 162. 10% of 162 is 16K. If you gave this guy 16K to take over his debt, he's making more money than he would at his asking price. You know what's crazy? You know how much money you'd have to spend to buy this thing normally? What would you have to spend? $45,000. as a down payment. If you buy this thing as a rental property, you're looking at a $32K down payment plus 10, maybe 12K in closing costs. That's over $40,000, $42,000 to buy this thing. Whereas here, we just gave him $16K. So here's the conversation I have with the buyer. Hey, Mr. Buyer, when you buy a house for $150K, how much you got to spend to buy that thing? Oh my God, $40K? Right, that's a $30K down payment on the loan, and that's $10K in closing costs. Oh my God, okay. So when you buy a $150K house, it costs you $40,000 to do that. Damn, okay. What would you say if I could get you into this for 25? 25K all in. What would you say? You save $15,000 on your down payment. It's a no-brainer for you. It's perfect. You don't even know how I got this. How did I make this happen? How could that possibly be real? Well, I found a seller. He was going to lose money on the sale of his house. He's listed at 162. He's been there for 50 days. I offered him $16K to take over his debt. It was more than he was going to make. But I'll tell you what, I'll let you have it if you give me $25K. 16 goes to the seller, 9 goes to me. What do you say? That's exactly the conversation I had. Why would the seller take this offer? You're not going to make any money on the sale. Why would the buyer take this offer? Well, it's important to note that the buyer has to spend $40K to buy the deal as a down payment. They're getting a discount on their down payment. And here, they're only spending $25. So that's what we would do if they had a mortgage on the property. Now, oh, cool. We just froze. Hold on. Now, if you wanted to learn a little bit more, is the screen frozen? That's an example of a subject to deal. That's right. If you wanted to learn a little bit more about this, where would you go? Well, we've got our courses here, guys. So these are all free if you're in the Discord, right? You've already paid for everything. So you're looking at our cash course. This is our cash course. This is our mortgage takeover course, which we just talked about. Cash covers distressed houses and turnkey properties. Mortgage takeover covers taking over the debt and when it's appropriate to do so and how to make that pitch, because it's not an easy pitch to make. So how do we call people and explain that? And then there's one more thing. Seller finance. Get started, seller finance. Now, I don't understand. What is seller finance? Well, let's say that there's a different scenario. Hi there, Mr. Realtor. I would like to make you an offer at $70K. We can't take $70K. My client is in this thing for $100,000. We can't do that. Unfortunately, $100K just doesn't cash flow well enough for me. But I'll tell you what. What if I gave you $125 on a set of payments? What do you mean? Well, I can't give you $100K as a lump sum because my cash on cash return isn't good enough. But what if I gave you $125, 12K down, 13K down, and I made you monthly payments of $500, $600 a month, just for 6 years, not for that long, just for 6 years? What do you think they'd say to that? And believe it or not, some people are actually looking for this. They're actually looking for this. So if I go to a new market, maybe I go to Rochester, maybe I go to Rochester, New York, and maybe I put in a filter in Zillow of seller financing. Well, would you look at that? These individuals are asking for seller financing. So sometimes they say no seller financing. This one doesn't say seller financing. It says cash or renovation financing is likely required. So this thing is in distressed condition. Is this guy looking for seller finance? Easy seller financing available. This guy wants seller financing. We could call him and be like, yo, what are your seller financing terms on this bad boy? However, I see it's a little bit distressed, so I might want to go a little bit below my normal down payment. On this thing, maybe I offer him $100K, maybe I offer him $7 to $8K down, even though I could put more down. And the reason I would do that is because, well, it looks like it needs a little bit of work. Let's see about this one. Updated price, incredible opportunity for owner occupants. Welcome to 365. Yeah. But what about seller financing? I don't see anything here about that. I wonder what triggered that to come up. What about this guy? This guy says, I don't see anything about seller financing. Oh, well, I found it on the first one that I clicked on. Maybe we can find one more. Cash or renovation financing likely required. But you can try this from market to market, right? It just exists everywhere. Sometimes people are willing to sell or finance. This is Buffalo, New York. Let's see if we can find this one right here. Does this guy say he wants seller financing? Seller financing available. Look at that. He's open to seller finance. It's a townhouse, and I don't really want to seller finance a townhouse because I won't cash flow. But that guy wants seller finance. So what's important to note? Some people are okay to seller finance. Owner will hold note. Owner will hold note. What does that mean? We're going to take seller financing. How much money can we put down on this? Roughly 10%, maybe 12%. So maybe about 100,000 on this thing. So what would my offer be? Yeah, I probably offer him $100,000, $1 million, 100K down, and a percentage of the rent in monthly payments, maybe 40% of the rent in monthly payments. And that's how I'd get it done. So to reiterate, if a house is in really shitty condition, it is a chat. Tell me. If a house is in really shitty condition, it is a flip. That's right. And for a flip, what type of offer do we make? Seller financing? Well, I just showed you that my lender will pay me the entire rehab amount up front. That doesn't exist in seller financing. So I'm not making a seller finance offer if the house is in bad condition. Okay. What if the house is 100K and it's in turnkey condition? It is a rental property. It is a rental property. If the house is $100,000 and in turnkey condition, it is a rental property. And for a rental property, I can either make a cash offer or a seller finance offer. I could make both. It could go either way. It's a rental property. Why don't I want to make a seller finance offer on a distressed house? And in fact, I'll give $20 to the person who answers that question. Why don't I want to make a seller finance offer on a distressed house? I haven't seen it yet. There it is, because they lend the rehab money on the hard money loan. So guys, even if I get it, yes, it is live. Even if I get amazing seller financing terms, and I will give away $20 to whoever answered my question correctly, even if I get amazing seller financing terms on a property and it's in distressed condition, I still have to come up with the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 it needs to renovate. And what did I show you in my bank account today? What did I show you? I showed you a $27,000 wire transfer that I got to renovate a property. So I don't want to make a seller finance offer on a distressed house because I can just get a loan that covers the entire rehab. So even if I got amazing seller financing terms on a shitty house, that doesn't help me, man. I still have to cover the renovation. So I really want to make a lump sum offer and have the lender lend on the purchase price and the renovation. Now let's find out who said that first. Somebody said rehab, almost there, because of repair cost. Should I take because of a repair cost? I think I should probably take because of a repair cost. I think you're right. I think because of a repair cost. So I think I'll take that because of repair cost. Rehab, it can be a factor in seller finance, but it's the cost of repair that ultimately does it. So Mooney05, if you send me your Venmo, I'll put $20 in your bank account for you answering that question. Okay.
All right. Give me a second.
Okay. So we're going to keep doing these questions here, guys. If you call an agent and the house is listed at 100K and they owe 90K, so they reject your cash offer, what can you do? Walk away? No, you can take over that debt as long as it Cash flows, cash flows. You can take over the debt as long as it cash flows. What is cash flow? Cash flow is simply the difference between what the property brings in rent and what the mortgage costs. And if there's a substantial difference between the two, take over the debt. Okay, the agent declined your offer. They say, that offer's too low for me, and you find out they don't have a mortgage. What could you do? What could you do? Seller financing, seller financing. Anyways, that's my demonstration for today, guys. I'm going to see if I can go hang out with some hungry, real tired. I'm going to Venmo that guy 20 bucks if he can. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I can't seem to find him. Where was he? Oh, there you are. Perfect.
Yeah, my bad.
You know how to DM me, man? You could also just tell me your...
Yeah, so it's Nicholas-Munoz-11.
I might need you to...
NICOLAS. I sent it in the group. Let me see. I'll do it again. Give me a second.
Nicholas dash... M-O-O-N?
Oh, man. M-U-N-O-Z.
M-U-N-O-Z. And then is there a number on that?
11. It's right here. I just said reply to it. And Richard, thank you for this this course. This is a really dope course, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It is what you make it. I will say probably 2 to 3% of members end up getting deals, but those that do, oh my God, insane. But at the same time, about 0.5% of our community is in the stream right now. So there's probably about 8,500 to 9,000 people in here. We got 200 people in the stream, guys. Welcome.
People who are hungry are gonna eat. So
that's right, man. So I'm still looking for
it's I should do it again. Give me a second.
So maybe I spelled your name wrong. I have Nicholas, Nicholas.
Yep.
Dash.
Actually, you know what? Give me
dash MUNOZ.
MUNOZ dash 11.
Oh, dash 11. Okay, dash 11. Found you.
It's a picture of like
a piece of art or something.
Yeah, that's from my trip in Spain.
Where'd you go? I went to.
That was in Seville.
Oh, cool. I went.
Yeah, that was for a study abroad trip.
That's pretty cool, man.
Ooh.
All right, I just sent you 20 bucks, man. Go get yourself something nice. Don't spend it all in one place, guys. Now in Hold My Hand Wholesale, we have a really cool thing going on. We have round robin live streams. So you may be like, oh no, I didn't get my question answered, huh? That's not true. We have another group leader going live with a lot of expertise in his particular real estate field, and he's going to go ahead and answer questions for you. So I'm welcoming another speaker to the stage. Leander is not sold. Seb, if you have a buyer for that, you'll save my life. I'm unhappy about my decision on that deal. I should not have done that. Anyways, I wonder what Seb's going to say. You guys can sell my deal if you have I'll give you the address. I dropped the ball bad on this. Oh, he's interested? Seb, what do I do? What do you need me to do, Seb? Let me just bring this guy up really quick.
Yo, what's up? I just texted him to follow up, so he'll probably text me in like I would assume pretty soon, but I know it's late, so but
I'm looking at 500 per month, 0% interest, rent 1,900, balloon 6 years. Guys, we are selling this for a $0 assignment fee. You can have whatever you sell it for.
He might go Airbnb on it too, so he'll probably get more out of the rent than LTR. So
bro, you saved my life if you do that. it would be the craziest thing for you to help me with that.
I just texted him, so I'll text you what he says when he answers me. He's usually pretty quick to answer, so.
Yeah.
But
Walter,
I never heard back from him yesterday.
want to buy my deal? Robbie, I'm only buying fix and flips right now, and I've got a couple on my plate. So yeah, that's my stream. Guys, if you have more questions, remember, Steven can answer. Anyways, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And take it away, Steven. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. I'm all done here, guys. I'm all done. It's rest time. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you want to join the live stream that is in progress now, you can simply click the link in my bio, head over to the Discord community. Make sure that you take the courses, guys. Make sure that you take the courses because they're free within the Discord and they're prerequisites, kind of like school. So if you don't take the courses, a lot of the things that are talking about in those live streams are just going to go clean over your head. So we want to make sure that you're in understanding of the course material prior to you attending the live streams. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye. Now for YouTube, who I am still live with here, a little bit of a weird stream today because of camera issues, but thanks so much for being here, guys. And also, if you guys would like to join Hold My Hand Wholesale, simply, well, I'll link it in the chat, www.hmhw.group. That's it. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good weekend. Good luck.